All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Egwero Prosper, an IT consultant at Digital Z Hub, another platform where you can actually learn various computer programs, just like you can see on the screen. Well, this section, I have dedicated it just to teach us how to install programming IDE that we will likely use tomorrow for the free teenager coding section, but it can also serve for every other intending programmer who wants to write code. So I would like you to pay attention as I walk us through steps by step on how to install one of the most used IDE in programming called Visual Studio Code. Then I'm also going to teach us how you can install Python extension on it so that you can also use it to write and test Python code. All right, so let's quickly dive into it. So the first thing to do is to open up a browser. So we are going to first of all download the IDE itself, and then we'll also look at how to install it. And then finally, we'll look at how to configure it to run Python codes. So please, for the teenagers that will be attending tomorrow's section, is I want each and every one of us, or even the adults that will also participate in tomorrow's section, to pay good attention and make sure that you get your IDE installed and configured before tomorrow evening section, because I will not deal with that aspect. I will just go straight to the programming languages that we shall be looking at in that section. All right, so in my own case here, I have already installed the Visual Studio Code, which is one of the most used and very lightweight IDE that does not cause your system to experience any form of slowness, right? So it's very light in weight, and that is one of the reasons why most developer go with this IDE. Outside that, is very rich. It has most of the programming and languages out there, extensions. And even the one that does not come with the extension, you can easily integrate it in the Visual Studio Code. Now, let's assume that you don't have it. So let me start by uninstalling mine so that I can show us how to go about the entire installation. So let me uninstall it. All right, so once you have uninstalled it, the next step is for you to open up a browser. The browser is a web application that allows us to surf, to walk around the internet for different resources. So you may not have Google Chrome, but if you have any other equivalent browser like Firefox, or you have Opera, so whichever browser, or you even have Edge, so you can use any of this, but I prefer using Google Chrome. So you double click on it, and then you allow it to open. And then once it has opened, the next step is for you to search for download Visual Studio Code. So I will just go to the search bar and type download Visual Studio Code for PC. You can even click on this, and that will prompt you to this website. So this is the right website or any other website where you can download. But I will advise you to download from here to avoid malicious file being downloaded alongside. So you click on the URL. Once it opens. All right, so this is the kind of interface you get. And now from here, we have different versions that are compatible with different platforms. So if you are using Mac operating system, then you go with this. If you are using Windows, you go with this. If you are using iOS, then you go with this. But I am going with this because I am downloading and installing on Microsoft Windows 11 or Windows 10. So you simply click on it, and that will start the downloading process automatically. So how do you know if the download have started? You will see an icon here. So just click on it. You'll be able to get the update. So peradventure, maybe you have not activated this icon here. So you can click on these three dots, and then you go to download. So that will take you to your download history logbook, where you can see all the software you recently downloaded, including the one that is currently downloading, as you can see. So we are going to give it some time to complete the process before we go with the installation. All right, so the downloading process has completed. Now, all we need to do is to click on this File Explorer. This is a default folder that comes with almost all the Microsoft Windows. That if you are using Mac, you have to look for an equivalent File Explorer that helps you to open up your system. So you click on it. Once you click on it, whatever you download from the internet by default goes into what? Download, except you have changed the directory. So once you click on it, then you look for the software. So this is the Visual Studio Code. Now from here, you can double click on it. You can double click on it to start the installation process. All right, so once you see this kind of interface, you can now select accept the agreement and click on next. Then make sure that you are installing it in the drive C. So as you can see here, but usually it will have selected the right directory. So all you need to do is just to click on next. Don't bother clicking on the browse. To click on next, then confirm the installation name and also click on next. And then if you want an icon of it to be deposited or created on the desktop for easier or quicker assessment, you can check this option. Also check this option. You can check all of them and click on next. Then click on install and then observe the installation process. All right, so as you can see, the installation is completed. Then you click on finish. Then that will automatically start the programs. You can minimize all this. So it has automatically started the program. Okay, now let's assume that after your installation, you did not start the program. So how do you start it? Now, once you complete the installation and you check that option that says create shortcut on desktop, definitely you are going to find an icon of it like this on your system user interface. So from here, you can now, where you cannot find it, just come to the search bar and type VS. In fact, once you type VS, that should be able to list out the application. If it doesn't, then you can type it in full. So you can see, so I have it here. So you click, that is where you cannot, maybe you forgot to activate the shortcut on the desktop. But in my own case, I have it here. So all I need is just to double click on it, and that will open the application. So now we have installed the application. Now, because of other programming languages, like if you are going to use this for web development, there is need for you to install an extension called Live Server that will help you to render your code automatically and also update on the browser. So for that, let me quickly show us how you can install extensions, how you can install extension. Now, to install extension, you click on this icon. So once you click on it, you will find the installed extension. So this is exactly what I want us to install. So make sure for the teenagers that we attend tomorrow class, make sure you install this extension called Live Server. So I have not installed it, then you type in this search box, Live Saver. Once you type Live Saver, it will bring it out. And then make sure that the one you are selecting is Live Server, not Live Share or Live Preview. So once you click on it, then you find it like this. So this is the icon. Make sure that it's showing this icon or something very close to it. And then after that, in your own case, since you have not installed it before now, it's going to be showing installed instead of uninstalled. So you click on that word install. So if I click here now, it means I am on installing it, so that we can see how it's expected to be by default. And then okay, so like I said, your own will be displaying install. So you click on install and give it some time. Now I have it uninstalled it. So let's assume that I want to install this one. Once you click, this is how. So this is also an equivalent to that, but this is saying it's a better one, but just for you to know how it will display. So you meet it like this, install. So you click on that install, and then once the installation is completed, it will switch to uninstall, just like the way you were seeing that first one that I was trying to install. So let me install again. So I click and say what? I trust the publisher and install. So you click. All right. So as you can see, once you can see disable or uninstall, that is to tell you that you have successfully installed it. Now I can go back to my file mode by clicking on this. Now, the next thing is that Lifesaver will only be used to run HTML documents. So in that class, you get to know more about it. Now, but the reason or one of the reasons why we want to use this because it's multi-purpose. You can use it to write on so many programming languages. But unfortunately, it does not come with Python by default. So let me quickly show us the next extension you have to install, which is for Python coding. All right. So for Python coding, the first thing we are going to do is to go to a website. We just type download Python. Just open your browser and type download Python for PC. And then once you click, it will take you to Python website. So click on it. And then to bring you here. So just like the other environment, so you have to specify the platform you want to run the Python. So this is for Windows, this is for Linux, this is for Mac OS, this we have for Android, we have for other. So you click on this for Windows. So once you click on Python 3.13.7, and then it will start the download, just like I showed us the other time. So you click here to view all the download item currently going on. So once I have downloaded it before, so I can stop it. You can see that I have it here before. So once the download process is completed, so the next thing you are going to do is to also go to that file explorer and then go to download. Then from here, you should be able to see the Python. So all you need is to double click on it for installation. And then because I have installed mine, it might bring a different interface. So instead of install, your own case here will be showing install instead of modify. So it's showing modify because it detected that I have already what installed it. So you click on what install, and once you click on install, and then you allow the process to complete. Once the process is completed, then you have successfully installed Python in your system. So now if we go back to the Visual Studio Code to confirm if we have Python extension, so you open the Visual Studio Code again. So you open it and then go to File section. So let me close this. Let me close this. And then let's create a file. Let's say we want to write Python code, and the name of it is let's say Python. It could be any name. Then dot, the file extension for testing Python code is Py. That is Python extension. So once you click outside, then you have automatically created Python file. So what I just want to show us is to confirm that we have Python extension installed in Visual Studio Code. Now, let me just create a Python file. So let's say we have a variable S and we want to store 900 inside. We have another variable Y. We want to store 600 inside, and I want to print the multiplication of the two values in the two variables. So let's say our variable S times times variable y, and I want to display the output. Now, to run the code, this is where you click on. Okay. In fact, for you to even see this icon, this run command, it shows that you have Python extension installed in your Visual Studio Code. So if I run it, it will output the answer in my terminal. As you can see, this is the answer. So with this, we have just confirmed that we have successfully installed Python in our Visual Studio Code. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where I draw the curtain on how to install our IDE, the IDE we are going to use for tomorrow's section, and also how to configure Python extension. So what I expect you to do before tomorrow 6 p.m., where I will be live to train us on programming or coding, either with any of the languages for teenagers or with the Python. So make sure that you have installed your Visual Studio Code, because that is the IDE I'll be using. And make sure that you also go through the entire video, all the steps, all the processes that I observe. Make sure you follow them carefully and also apply. So see you tomorrow. Bye for now. And please, I also encourage us to reach out to our friends to join that training. That training is packed. Send the WhatsApp link in the group you are to your friends. Make sure you invite as many as possible to join that section. Thank you. See you tomorrow.